Hello, Kathryn here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. So this is another polyglot analysis. I'm returning to Connor Grooms. I did the video where he studied Spanish for 1 month while he was living in Colombia. And I think he has since moved on to a different YouTube channel. But he had one other video, I guess on his older channel, and it's learning Portuguese in 1 week. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. But let me further emphasize that learning a language in 1 week is just not possible. And on YouTube, there seems to be a scourge of this stuff. Now, I know that not all these videos are saying that they did or they can. And believe me, I can go on. I can make video after video of this. All right, let's get right into the video now.
From the creators of the hit documentary Spanish in a Month comes the most ambitious project ever undertaken in language learning. Connor, who learned Spanish to a conversational level in a month for the first film, and Adrian, who is his teacher.
All right off the bat, we are building up the hype. I've got a pad and paper. I'm going to take some notes.
Doing it in a single week. But they won't be calling the shots. They are enlisting the help of Tony Marsh, a language teacher whose clients include the US Navy and NATO. Marsh's method has never been revealed publicly, and its main 2 principles will change how you approach language learning forever.
All right, we just kicked it up another notch. Now I've got to hear what this proprietary learning formula is.
The first idea to my method is that learning a language is like learning to ride a bike. So if you want to learn to ride a bike, you have to actually ride the bike. And if you want to learn how to speak a language, you have to actually use the language. You learn a language by using it, and not just by using it, but by using it because you need it. And this is how children learn language. Children don't memorize vocabulary or study grammar. Children use language simply because they need it.
Children absolutely learn grammar and vocabulary in school.
We use a language if we don't know the language, which is why I invented a 3-column language matrix that lets you use a language instantly simply by mixing and matching building blocks. Now let me explain how language is like a tree and what that can do to help you have instant conversation in a new language. So let's pretend you walk up to a tree. Here's the ground, and here's the trunk of a tree. And on the base of that trunk, there's a sign. And on that sign, there's a verb such as I am, or in Spanish, soy, or in Portuguese, so. Okay, now as you come up the tree, you see 3 branches, 1, 2, 3. And on each branch, there's a word or phrase that completes the sentence. For example, I am Tony, I am from Chicago, I am a teacher. And each of those branches might have 3 branches. For example, I am Tony, I am from Chicago, I am a teacher of Spanish, or a teacher of Portuguese, or a teacher of Arabic. And even those branches might have 3 branches. For example, I am a teacher of Spanish in Chicago, on Skype, for adults, or something like that. Now, if you go back to the original verb and take that same verb and put it in the second person form of a question, are you? Then you have instant conversation. For example, are you Tony? Are you from Chicago? Are you a teacher? Are you a teacher of Spanish? Are you a teacher of Spanish, Portuguese, Arabic, in Chicago, online, for adults, and so on and so forth. But the point is that you're always creating a conversation around a core verb or a verb nucleus. So the idea with Connor and Adrian is to get them up and running to that critical mass of the most important verbs, which is to say most important conversations as soon as possible, and then we're going to apply that structure out in the field using the language.
Okay, that was an interesting method. It seemed a little overly complicated in a really weird way. And this is supposed to like instantly help you use the language. I need to think about it some more, I guess.
Okay. To the bank, here's what you want to make your habit. The response when someone says, like, to the bank to you, you say that. Tudo. To the bank. To the bank. To the bank. To the bank, Josh.
O Brasil.
O Brasil, and then if you are going quickly, and it's going to naturally like float up to what it's supposed to be. Where?
O Brasil.
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 A slight bit, and there's only a few of those things.
Because that's like completely different, like A-O, and then do.
No, it becomes new. Becomes new.
That's like a completely different word.
It is. So use this opportunity to practice, to sharpen your skill at suspending disbelief.
Suspending disbelief? This isn't a movie. Also, at this rate, they're not going to learn anything in a week.
Like we said, the ang plus o becomes nu, which might be a little bit trippy, but whatever. So I don't want to do the full thing here, but I do have this prepared for that kind of question. So let me just show you what we have. We can come back to this later.
Now, just to be clear, this question and this nu that they keep talking about, it's basically like a contraction. O, Brazil. So you have just Brazil, and then nu. So you're taking two different words and you're combining them into a new one. So that would be no Brazil, would be in Brazil. But they're taking their time.
I already feel like I can express a lot of ideas. I'm constantly frustrated that I can't say more because that's just how I operate. I'm just wanting to be better and better and better and better.
Today we went out and to talk to people, asking random people about how to find a beer or something. And I did it like 3 times. It was good. All the last time I froze. And I didn't know what to say, and I get a very, very strange look from those.
How much time have they spent actually studying the grammar, or at least the version of studying grammar for this project? Because if they're feeling like they can already say a lot more because they understand the underlying structure of the language, then what are the hours that they're putting in?
Quando não puder pisar mais na avenida, quando as minhas pernas não puderem aguentar.
They need to write things down. I mean, this guy can explain to them some of the finer points of grammar, but they need to write it down.
So at this point, you're probably wondering how the language matrix Tony mentioned earlier actually works. It, along with chunking, are the two big concepts that give this method all of its power. At its core, the matrix is just a few columns of interchangeable building blocks, or chunks. Let's imagine you're learning I am in Portuguese. I am, or estou, is a chunk. It's a container for any vocab you want to add to it. In Tony's method, you always start your sentence with the verb container, and then add the nouns and the rest of the sentence afterwards. So you'd have estou, and then você está in the first column. That's I am and are you? Then in the second, you'd have verbs in the progressive ing form, like comendo, eating, or falando, speaking. Then in the third column, you'd have whatever nouns complement that, like pizza, frango, chicken, or português.
All right, so in verb container, you have the conjugated form of to be associated with I, which is the subject pronoun and the person performing the action. So comendo would be the gerund of to eat, comer. So what your basically main content. Wouldn't it make more sense that it would be the main action and extra content as basically a direct object?
Right. Boom.
Oi!
Oi, tudo bem?
Tudo, e você?
Tudo ótimo, tudo ótimo. Faz muito tempo. A gente está aqui no Rio, muito bacana, muito legal.
Tem quantos dias que você tá no Rio?
4 dias. A gente chegou. Qual dia?
Terça-feira.
Terça-feira,
Não sei.
novembro. Primeiro dia, a gente foi pra praia.
How do you feel about that conversation?
It went a lot better than I thought I was, given how nervous I was going into it. Yeah, I mean, I think once I got rolling, it started to get easier.
Totally.
And I don't feel like she slowed down.
Not at all. She didn't slow down at all. She was speaking like full speed. Unlike Paulinho.
That's a lot of blank white paper, not writing things down. How is this such an ambitious project when you're not writing a damn thing down?
Pro meu corpo ficar da minha cara.
or is this just basically sightseeing with a little bit of work to talk to people?
Onde você mora?
Eu moro em São Paulo. Conhece São Paulo?
Você gosta? Você gosta de morar no São Paulo?
Ah, eu gosto bastante de São Paulo. É uma cidade muito grande, muito maluco, tem muito trânsito, muita gente, mas você tem tudo que você quer a hora que você quiser. Essa é a parte que eu mais gosto. Se você quiser comer sushi às 4 da manhã, tem. Se você quiser ir pro parque de madrugada, tem.
I'm not gonna say he doesn't understand everything she's saying, but yeah.
Não é tão calor, apesar que esse ano tá bem quente, mas é gostoso.
É mais frio, é mais quente?
É mais frio do que o Rio de Janeiro.
In general, I think that the language is a little more solid now than before.
I've done a fast-paced learning challenge before, but on day 4 now, feel like I am farther along in 4 days than I was at the end of a month of Spanish.
So we were talking about this before. There's expanding and there's solidifying, right? So right now we can expand, learn new things, but also keep in mind the idea of solidifying what you already have. Those core verbs, those things that you keep asking, those things that we keep repeating. Me sinto, right? And so now that I have...
I'm not responding with devagar, I'm responding with me sinto devagar.
Me sinto. Me sinto. Because you want to invest in the verb. You want to know, in the future, you want to be able to say me sinto without thinking about it.
Invest in the verb by writing it down a lot.
But you have me sinto because you could say me sinto and then fill it in with anything.
What Tony is reinforcing for us here is a concept of chunking. Quite simply, it's treating verbs or other chunks of language that commonly go together, like vocab that you memorize. So instead of worrying about how to conjugate our example from earlier, estou, you memorize that as a chunk, as a container for whatever vocab you want to add to it. This way, you aren't racking your brain for conjugations, or worrying about how the grammar works.
Heaven forbid you put any effort whatsoever in learning basic conjugations. Where is this coming from? I really want to know. I think people have a fear of grammar.
E filhos, ou filhas, né?
Filhos e filhas estão lá em Minas. Vou trazê-lo no fim do ano agora, que eles vão acabar o estudo. E aí eu trago
ele também
para Rio de Janeiro, que é muito bom, Zona Sul.
É.
E você gostou da praia?
Sim, as praias aqui acho que são mais lindas praias do mundo. Mas não é uma coisa do praia, como especificamente, é como as vistas e tudo isso é como dois irmãos e tudo.
E aqui no Brasil, dos passeios, você gostou da comida, bebida?
Sim, de fato. Faz 2, 3 dias, não sei. E a gente foi para uma charcutaria. Foi uma experiência religiosa.
Diferente?
Sim, diferente pouco, mas muito gostosa.
Saborosa.
Sim. Então, e você?
This is actually pretty good. It's not perfect, no, but he does kind of get lost in the conversation a bit, because the guy starts talking about his family over in Portugal and how he's never left, and he's still talking about food. So, I mean, other than that, it's not bad.
Mas tem restaurantes de outros, por exemplo, mexicano, argentino, japonês também. Então, mas gosta de comida brasileira mais que tudo.
Você tem família lá? Tem família lá no sul, claro, família no sul. Muitos amigos do sul que vivem aqui no Rio de Janeiro. Então existe um intercâmbio sempre, né? Cultural entre o Rio de Janeiro e o Rio Grande do Sul, o Brasil inteiro, claro. Então se mantém o contato com as pessoas da minha terra, né? Se mantém os mesmos costumes. Né?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand him. It's a bit like the audio. I can't understand the syllables, and the room, it's kind of echoing, so I can't really speak to his command of the language because I just can't really hear it.
Pouquíssimos. Só que dentro do Brasil, pouquinho da Argentina.
Like with Spanish in a month, our goal was not to become fluent, but functionally conversational. To do so in a week was incredibly ambitious, but by taking all the principles I applied in my last film and adding in Tony's matrix and chunking, we succeeded. More than anything, the matrix combined with chunking is a powerhouse to easily learn grammar. It doesn't replace having lots of conversations, and it doesn't help with memorizing vocab.
I'm still not convinced that this was a powerhouse to better learn grammar. I'm just not really seeing much proof of anything. Having basic conversations after several days of study is possible with traditional methods as well, but I need to have more information about the hours they spent actually studying it, how it was necessarily used in the conversation, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of reflection beyond, oh, I think I did okay, but I think I'd want a bit more detail. And how is this a superior method versus grammar? Because I don't understand what it is about grammar that's tripping you up so much. Here's the magic thing about grammar. If you learn basic grammar for English, you can learn grammar for other languages. Now, there may be some key differences with things like cases and tenses that some don't exist in other languages, or they have tenses or cases that we do not have. And that is a difference that you need to learn. But some of the basic principles will be the same throughout most languages. There's going to be a subject, a verb, and often an object. And it's a matter of figuring that out and draining a bit of this anxiety, fear, and contempt for basic grammar. Maybe that's what I should focus on. Draining the fear around grammar.